Hey there, preppers and procrastinators. So I spent a whole bunch of time today loading up the truck so I could come out and do some more shooting. We're out here again at Capitol State Forest. So I spent hours today getting all the guns ready, getting all the gear ready, loading the truck up, driving out to the forest. Here I am in the forest, and right as I get to where I'm gonna shoot, I get a ding-a-ding-a-ding light going off in the dash. I get out of the car, and this is what's happening. So now instead of shooting, we're going to be practicing preparedness. This isn't a survival situation, but just something that I'm prepared for, depending on how bad that tire is. So first things first, right here on my door panel, I keep some work gloves. Here in the back of the truck, I have my little decked system. And right there's our flat tire repair kit. So let's go ahead and get our gloves on. We'll get our tire inflator out and plugged in, and then we'll air that tire back up and get out of here. So normally if I'm just a little bit low on air, because the truck's been sitting for a while, I'll do air only. But this time, we're gonna go with air and some slime sealant. And we're gonna add the slime this time because of how quickly the tire went flat. While the tire inflator is slowly doing its thing, it's only up to about 10 PSI. I'm gonna start getting the jack ready to get the spare tire on just in case. Well, in 40 minutes of inflating that frickin' tire, I was able to get 13 pounds out of it. So that's not gonna work for me. We're gonna go ahead and put the spare tire on. Lug nuts are loosened up. Just have to finish lifting the truck. We'll swap this tire on. Now the parking brake is on, but ideally, being on a hill like this, on an incline, I wouldn't want to be behind the car. But as I start to get the tire off the ground and I'm working on the tire, I'm definitely not going to be under the car at all. I think I found the problem with the tire. If you can see right here, that white speck is the tire goo that was oozing out. So there's a slash from here down to there. So about a 1-inch gash in the tire. I could have ran that pump until the battery died. I ran out of gas and the car died as well. Never gonna fix that tire. Would you look at that? We're practicing preparedness today and we didn't even plan on it. Probably not gonna be a successful trip for what I came out here for, but I think this is a win for me. So now instead of shooting, I think I'll get out my gear bag or the stuff in the truck and we'll turn this into a what would have happened if I wasn't able to change my tire. Maybe we'll do a fire, make some dinner, see if I could have sustained myself for a while someone came out to save me. But honestly, self-reliance really is the best policy. Because what if you don't have cell phone service? What if the battery in your ham radio is dead? What if your alternator died instead of a flat tire? What if your GPS wasn't working? All the technology that we rely on, what if all of that has stopped to work? What are we gonna do next? We have to fall back on our own personal skills. Well, theoretically, we're stuck out here. Out in the wilderness, doing whatever, hunting, hiking, camping, fishing, whatever the case may be, and your car breaks down. You're miles from civilization, you're a mile or two from the gunshots you hear in the background, but I also don't wanna go walking towards the gunshots either. So what do? We have our survival bag here. You guys have seen my survival bag, my 3-day bag. We also have my truck, which I know in my backpack overview, one of the comments was, can't count on your truck. Well, you're right, but the truck is part of my package. My survival bag stays in my truck. When the poop hits the fan blades and it's time for me to leave my nest, I'm gonna get in the truck and take that as far as I can go. The truck provides some safety, it provides storage, it provides places for guns. So the truck is part of my original plan. When you get to a point where the truck is no more, then yes, you grab your bag. It has the 10 Cs of survival and a few extra things. You grab your bag and you move on. So if had mentioned, hey, ditch the stuff in the truck. You can't count on your truck. Valid point, I agree, but I'm hoping to count on the truck. If not, grab the bag and go. Got it. So here I am. I'm in a scenario where my truck is broken down. I still have my truck, so I don't need to take just the bag. If I was going to try to get home, this is not necessarily a get home bag. I'd probably take a couple things out of it, but I have this to get home, which could be a 3-day trek. But I'm going to go ahead and use what I have available here in the truck. And we're going to set up a little base camp here for the next couple hours. I've never run this scenario before, so now I'm thinking, what are my priorities? It could rain. Those clouds are dark. There's some mixed clouds in the sky, patches of blue, but it could rain soon. So I think shelter, security, warmth, then food. Yes, I'm hungry, but I can go a day or two if I had to without eating food, and I'm not going to die. If I'm not warm in a few hours, that's not going to go well for me. So I think the first thing I'll do is I'll set up a little tarp area. I'll make sure I have a gun on me, and then I'm not going to have to go far, but I'll go out and get some of this wood, see about making a fire, and then we can get into some food. So we have protein shake, we have some beef stew, we have a few things to keep us warm. I guess this might be a good time to do the truck layout, discuss what I keep in here. Up at the front of the bed there, I have just the regular little chuck box. The only thing for survival really in there is a set of like Snow Trek shoes. Everything else in there is car care products, oils, coolant, stuff like that. A case of water is in there. All of this was all for shooting today. Pistols, couple of rifles, shooting stands, more shooting stand stuff. This is the only thing in here that's part of preparedness. This is the traction boards. And the drawers here, I have the little tent poles I used the other day, along with this shelter. I have hiking sticks, food, blow up pillow because I'm old, need neck comfort. After getting stuck in the snow one too many times in the middle of nowhere, I have a snow shovel, rustic edge blanket. I use this when I'm sleeping on the side of the road, just in the car. This is the Trekology chair from the last fire video. And then in the back of the box here, I have a tent and a 10-degree sleeping bag. Some snivel gear, my Jetboil, some cooking equipment, little tarp that I put down so I don't get dirty. Missed opportunity a few minutes ago, changing that tire. On this side, I have more pieces to my flat repair kit, and then just some car care stuff here. Headrest for my kid, portable vacuum cleaner. Here I have some first aid and CPR, toilet paper for when poop hits the fan, a little bit of food, some rags. So that's the bed of the truck, just some basic necessities. Not all of the 10 Cs, but again, backpack is right there. And then I have communication and charging and all that kind of stuff up in the cab of the truck. Ham radios up there, Garmin GPS, charger packs for cell phones and what have you. Spare batteries, all that kind of stuff is all up in the cab of the truck. All right, well, let's go ahead and set up a little bit of shelter. My not professional backpacker tent stakes. All right, well, that's not a great place to live, but I have something. Now I'm gonna go gather some firewood. So once again, we're gonna try our triangle. We have our larger sticks on the outside to build up airflow. We have some thinner sticks on top, and then some even thinner stuff that we're gonna put on top. We have our bird's nest ready to go, and we're gonna try to go for a first time go, the good old Ferrocerium rod. This grass here is definitely not as dry as it was last time that we were successful with the Ferrocerium rod. So we are definitely not in the good dry conditions we were on our last successful fire. All right, well next we're going to try matches again. Last time I was trying to strike a match and just kind of throw it in there. I think we need to try a little more control. Actually hold on to the match and try to light the grass on fire. I think we'll go for this area right here. Yeah, so that did something. That's definitely not what we were looking for. Maybe. And the wind is going this direction. I guess the wind is going that direction. I need a poker. Try to get these sticks down on our little bird's nest. I think we used up all of our grass in there. If you recall, one of the deficiencies I had in my bag last time was duct tape. Now we have duct tape. So let's roll some little AA batteries out of this. And that's going to be our next trick that we try. We're going to want to make a triangle out of these. Okay, there's two parts of a triangle. Okay, so there's a little triangle. right, what did we say last time? As long as we can boil water, ooh, we're a success. All right, let's see what happens. Maybe we'll eat dinner tonight. All right, well that is boiling. Which means we're a success again. All right, well we will be having beef stew for dinner tonight. All right, well we're stranded out in the middle of nowhere, quote unquote. We have food cooking, we're warm, we have a shelter set up. Not the best shelter, still need some practice on that. But if you can see around, we have enough wood to last forever. So we're not going to run out of fire. And it's a hot enough fire, you can take wet wood off the ground, throw it on there and it's going to catch. So in the words of Captain America, I could do this all day. Stir carefully, close zipper, wait 5 minutes, stir again and reseal. Let stand additional 4 minutes. Stir and enjoy right out of the pouch. All right, so it's been 5 minutes and a stir. Look at that thing catch fire. Hey Mom, I'm eating vegetables, peas and carrots. I'm guessing I was wrong about the rain. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain at all now. All right, well dinner's all done. I think I'll take that shelter down because we're not actually gonna use it. Start letting this die out and then we'll start wrapping up. It is beautiful out here. Oh, and those clouds are starting to come back again. But this is just absolutely beautiful. I love it out in the woods. Well, preppers and procrastinators, that's gonna do it for me. We're all cleaned up out here. Fire is out. I cleaned up my little makeshift shelter. The truck is all loaded with my dang tire in the bed of the truck. Guns are all put away, not that they ever really came out. My survival bag is all put away. The doors are closed. I guess that's a wrap. Thank you all for keeping me company while I pretend to survive out here in my little makeshift scenario. I always appreciate all of your views, your comments, your likes, your subscribes, whatever you may do. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next video. In the meantime, get off your butt and go make sure your car has everything it needs in case of an emergency.